All right, we'll try it again. Good evening to people that are on. Please say hi so I can see that you actually are on. Let me see who's actually watching because I'm having trouble. Okay, so did you, Steph, did you see on the other, when I was live the other time? Let me know because I don't know what was happening. I tried to do it with a laptop, had a really cool setup, could see everything really good, but I couldn't. Okay. No. Okay. So JJ's House of Jams, did you watch when it was live before? So okay, cool. So we're getting people in here. I do not understand what is going on when I try to go live on the laptop. It doesn't work. I don't know I have no idea. It's just bizarre to me. Got my party on glasses. So anyways, we are playing the beautiful 86 Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 tonight. We are here in the Attic Studios tonight. So we are not at the shop. So we're in here just doing it this way. So if you wondered where we were at, that's what we're doing. But all seems good now. Sound and vision is great. Okay, good. I have no idea why the laptop doesn't work. It looked good from my side. Volume was a little off, but I don't know. The only bad thing is I can't see you guys' chat that good. Let me see if I can hit something. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna look here. Yes. Okay. I don't know what that means. Yes. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, so what we're going to talk about tonight, I started out like on the other channel, I was talking about the other stream I tried to talk about was, seems like people were starting to bring guitars in now. For a long time, we have not seen hardly any guitars come in at all, except really junky ones. I mean, for a long time, all I could find was, people walking into the shop with Squiers. I only saw like Squiers or really cheap Epiphones, stuff like that. I was like, oh God, please, that's all we have? That's all that's out there right now? It's not a good sign. So finally, this week, people actually are coming in with stuff. Hello, nice to see you. We picked up Les Paul, an SG, a Kessel or Kiesel. How is it pronounced, guys? Is it Kiesel or Kessel? I don't know. I bought one of those. A nice Aries. I bought a Deluxe Strat, a Nashville Deluxe Fender. Bought a, what else did we buy? A nice Les Paul Gold Top. Just a bunch of stuff is just like wandering through the door. Guy brought in an Epiphone Les Paul Custom. I passed. It's like Epiphone stuff is really oversaturated the market right now. It's just tons of it out there, and I'm just not interested in buying it right now. Just so much of it. You know, only select pieces I'm buying, but the Les Pauls and stuff like that, nah, not interested. Those can move on to the pawn shops, where they kind of have rested quite a bit. So we're sticking to the trying to stick to the American and Japanese stuff right now, because that's kind of where the market's kind of falling. I will say this: the one thing I am seeing a lot of out there that I'm not seeing a lot in my shop is Schecters. Schecters and ESP, like the LTDs and stuff like that. Not seeing those. And that's really, I see a huge, like, lot of people like playing those guitars, and it seems like there are people coming into the shop looking for more of that. And I don't have any. I have an ESP. I have an actual real ESP that's on the wall. And yes, we know there's an ESP back in the back, but that's not coming out, Steph. So, but yeah, it's like, it's kind of crazy that we're just not seeing the, we're just not seeing a lot of the shredder guitars, not even Ibanez's. I used to see a lot of Prestiges come through the shop. Not seeing Prestiges anymore. I'm not even seeing any of the Ibanez's. It's gone. They're history right now. I don't understand it. You used to see a lot of gems. Gems used to be plentiful. I'd find gems all the time. And now gems, nope, don't see them. I did go to a guy's house the other day, and he did have a couple guitars that I really, really want, and hopefully I'll try to get them. One is an Ibanez Satriani, and the other one is actually a Schecter Sustainer. So I'm going to try to get those if I can. I don't know. We'll see. He's probably out here watching. Because I know he watches the feed. So, anyways, but yeah, so it was interesting to see some cool stuff out there. Finally, starting to kind of pop up in the field, because we just don't see it anymore. I don't know why. Third Eye Cycle. Slayer. Every week. Slayer. Every week. You want Slayer every week. How do I play Slayer? I just dropped my pick. All right, you happy now? Okay, so, all right. So we've made the metal gods happy now. Did you prepare that for me? No, I did not. Back into the archives. I almost thought it said, did you propane that for me? I was getting ready to go, what the hell was that? So where's everybody from tonight? I know we have, every time I get on here, I ask where everybody is from. if we have anybody from over the other side of the pond or anything like that. So I know the 5 o'clock feed we had North Carolina. Where you at in North Carolina? New Hampshire. How are you? Is it nice and cool up there? I'm sure it is. Ohio. All right, going back to Ohio. A little south of Raleigh. I've got a friend up there. Actually, I race with a buddy that is up in that area, in the tri-state area? Is that what we call that in that little area up there? Is that Michigan? Tyler Wilson? Is that Tyler? Yeah, the triangle. That's what I thought it was, a triangle. Yeah. Yeah. We did a guitar show up there. They did it at the fairgrounds up there. And God, I will tell you, that was probably one of the worst guitar shows I've ever done. We had a guy that actually was manning, well, actually the promoter was manning the door. And what a snake he was. People were coming in, they would walk into the door with, I remember one guy had a beautiful, like, 63 SG, 63, 64. I mean, I couldn't actually get my hands on it. I just kind of looked at it from a distance. But it was early 60s Les Paul. Yes, it is Tyler Joy. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. So this guy had this Les Paul, wasn't it? I get SG. It wasn't. No, I guess it was just. I can't remember if it was SG. I think it was an SG Les Paul Custom. It was white. Because this has been many years ago. I'm trying to remember back. But he had it, and he walked in, opened the case. The promoter looked at it and said, "What do you want for it?" And bought it at the door. When we do these guitar shows, one of the main things they tell you is they will not snake stuff at the door. They'll let the stuff get into the room, and the rest of us in the room will be able to get this, stuff ourselves. Maybe it doesn't make it past the first booth or the second booth, but they'll get into the room. Well, this wasn't even getting into the room. We know of probably 15 guitars he got. Real nice right now, looking out with it. Cool, awesome. You got good weather up there. Yeah, we down here in beautiful Florida, we have really hot weather. It was really hot. Yes, it is very shady. It was, this guy was a piece of work. We were actually talking in Sarasota about it. Everybody remembers him very well. Picking the door. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but it was that was like one of the worst guitar shows I ever did. The other one was another one. I'll talk about this one. This was in Atlanta. We did a show in Atlanta many years ago. God, this has been at least 20 years ago. We did this one at the Cobb County Fairgrounds, and the promoter there was even worse. He actually was stealing stuff in the middle of the night from people's booths. Luckily, he didn't steal anything from me, but there were several other dealers that came in and they're like, where's my 65 Strat? I can't, it's not here in the booth. The case is gone. What the heck? Another guy walks in his booth and goes, my Mosrite's gone. Where the heck's the Mosrite? And it was like several of these booths were missing guitars. And this promoter just didn't show up the next day. He was gone. And he was stealing the guitars. He stole a bunch of guitars out of this show. And for a little while, I think a lot of people were really concerned that this might be a thing. Figure before you leave. Do you take inventory before you leave? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely take inventory. I have a whole list of stuff that goes, that's going to the show. And then as the stuff gets sold or traded, I go down the list and all that stuff. And I would say 99.9% of the retailers or dealers at these shows do the same thing I do. It's just because it is a business. We're in business to, survive. So, so there is definitely an inventory, but it is, you actually, when you set your booth up, like most of us kind of set our stuff in categories, kind of like, like all the Strats can be over here, all the Les Pauls over here, all the other stuff that, Paul Reed Smiths, Music Man's, whatever, kind of in one area. And we kind of understand what everything is. And we kind of take a visual picture. And a lot of us take pictures before we leave, or right when we get everything set up, we take a picture of the booth so we know what everything is in there. That way, if we come back the next day, in the morning, if something's missing, we will know. Plus, we do have guitar stands up, and usually they just, or not usually, but like this guy did, he just took the stuff off the stand and looked under the table, grabbed the case, and off they went. So, but yeah, we pretty much know what's going on in the booth at all times. So anyways, so yeah, I was talking about like the ESPs and the Schecter stuff. I don't understand what the infatuation with that, other than I can tell you this: I have had some younger folk, some younger kids come into the shop. And by the way, if you're just joining us and you've never been to the channel, please like and subscribe to the button. Hit the thumbs up thing, while you're here. Let me know what's happening and stuff. And like I said, do hit the subscribe button and become part of the channel so you can follow us as we do these guitar shows. We just put the newest Sarasota show up, and you can see what happened at that show. But I have noticed that, like this kid, actually had a few kids. They actually say to me that, those Les Pauls and Strats, those are grandpa guitars. Like, oh, grandpa guitars, huh? Yeah, my grandpa's got 5 or 6 of those things, and that's what he likes. So it's Fenders and Gibsons. It's like, oh boy. So, duh. Yeah, Steph is the same way. He's like, he doesn't like the Fenders and Gibsons. He likes the metal guitars. Steph would probably be happy coming out to see, what is this? I have my list of stuff that I have down here. A lot of stuff that we're gonna play. Grandpa's guitar. Yeah, actually, a lot of the 80s guitars are actually becoming Grandpa's guitar now. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, they have actually been a long time. ESP makes some great guitars. They make some really good stuff. I was an ESP dealer for a little while and loved their stuff. But when I had ESPs, we didn't have that market. It had not really happened yet. There just weren't people out there who liked them. Acoustic guitars. Long, long, bye-bye, it's a Megan pie. So for sweet, the love, but the love we try. Grandpa's guitars. Yeah, my guy that I do the guitar shows with, he's all into this. Charvels, yes. Yeah, Les Pauls are extremely heavy. And that's the crazy thing about it. They call the Les Pauls, Grandpa's guitars. But Grandpa can't play the Les Paul anymore because it's too dang heavy. Now, my buddy Kirk McKim, he actually does play the Les Pauls on stage quite a bit. And there's another guy, Raleigh Estes, right? I went up and played with those guys, his band, and he had a Les Paul Custom, and it was heavy. And the Kalamazoo was fake. Which Kalamazoo are you talking about? I don't know I don't know which one you're talking about. I just kind of, if you're talking about the video that I just did, I just scroll across these things, so I don't know. Some of these guitars, and if it's a Kalamazoo, I probably didn't care anyways. Kamazaki. What? Kamazaki. What the hell is that? Kamikaze? Oh, the Kamikaze. Oh, yeah. We went across that real quick. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it was a Kamikaze. That was the George Lynch. What your favorite note? What's my favorite note? A. A is my favorite note. That's it. A. How about the A diminished? Right. There you go. Anyways, the kids like Slash. He plays Gibson Les Pauls, and Gibson likes him. He is making them. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think if I know any Queensryche. I don't know any Queensryche. Do I? I don't think I do. I've never had to play Queensryche. I should have gave you my response back to that. Freeze frame? I've told this story on the channel before about a guy kept asking about Queensryche, and our singer kept replying back to him, freeze frame? The guy eventually got really pissed at us, but we didn't care. So these were the only readers I had here in the place here. I didn't have my little clear ones. The big thing that makes Gap the price of Gibson, they don't have. No, they don't have a true entry level. I agree. They really don't. $1,500 for the entry level is not affordable. And unfortunately, the Epiphone, which is their entry level, into their stuff, really isn't, it's hit or miss. I'll say the Epiphones are hit or miss. There are some of them that are actually pretty good. Most of the Dots are pretty good. Yeah, the Les Paul Studios is their entry level at $1,500. That's not. They had the Les Paul. They had the Les Paul and the SG Tributes for a while, and they were out when they originally came out. I think they were $7.99. The original Les Paul or SG Specials that they came out. Not the original, but the second version that they had in the 90s and 80s, they were $5.99. Now that guitar, I believe, is another $12. Yeah, well, new SG Juniors are $1,500. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Studio, 1999. God, it's insane. It's just, I mean, it's not realistic. I agree with you. And, you know, they've got to come out with something that's a little bit more realistic. So kids and people can actually go out and buy a Gibson instead of having to, I mean, even these Paul Reed Smiths, these are insane priced. This custom 24 is like in the $4,000 range with some of these things. You know, if you want all the bells and whistles, that's it. You know, but all fairness, the SEs are actually pretty good. Riff you played sounded like Queensryche. Oh, it did sound like Queensryche? Okay, maybe it was. You know, you can always, there's a joke, you know, we play in, you know, play all these clubs and stuff. And somebody will come up and request something. And they'll say, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for liking the channel. But people will come up and they'll say, do y'all do any of that Bob Seger stuff? We'll say, oh yeah, you ever do Bob Seger? Anybody know any Bob Seger? No. Cool. So Bob Seger too. So we would do this. Let me get the. We would do something like this. We'd go. So we start playing that, and then we would start singing words, right? Yep, you finally did. Welcome. So, yeah, we actually would play like chords, and then we'd sing vocals, right? We'd just sing some words. And we say, yeah, that was early Bob Seger. Early Bob Seger. You know, and people would like, oh, I don't remember that song, but it was Bob Seger. That's good with me. So that's kind of a ongoing joke that a lot of bands actually do. Sometimes you'll see a band play an obscure song that you never heard before, and they're claiming it's something else. Yeah, it's like a joke to play on somebody else because somebody requested something and they're drunk and they don't know any better. So, bar humor. Yeah, the Quad Cortex in the clean channel right now. Can't hold the pick. That green bass stripes, yeah, it's a nice bass, wasn't it? Very nice. So, yeah. So that's that's how the quad sounds clean. Because I know people always ask me about the quad. It's something that people always, you know, ask me: is the quad worth the money? Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a decent sound for clean and stuff. But anyway, I have to tell you a funny story. I was talking about the pick thing. So the other night I went out and saw some friends of mine. I had a night off and went and saw a band that I sit in with, or actually don't sit in, but I sub. I actually go out there and play with these guys quite often. And so I sat in with them. And the first couple songs were fine. And I was playing the other guy's guitar, which I wasn't familiar with. It was a Jackson. I don't, you know, and it wasn't set up like a Jackson. It was set up, I mean, the action was kind of stupid high for me. Had tens. I don't like tens. And so we played, and the singer guy, you know, or the drummer requested, let's play, what the heck's that song? I don't even know the name of the song, but you guys would know it. That's good. I am living with my ghost. So we played that song. Well, first time we go down to the D, I go. I use nines. Yes, I do use nines. And E flat too. Stupid Slinky. So I go down to the E. Well, one of the things, if you ever get to see me play 9 through 42, I use the D'Addario XTs is what I actually use. If I'm not using clear tones. But I go down to that E, I mess up. So this is my telltale thing. If you ever see me play live and you see me throw a pick up and catch it, that means I just made a mistake. That's my telltale thing. My bandmates all know if I throw a pick in the air and I grab it, I just flubbed. So that's my telltale thing. Well, here's the problem with the other night. I throw the pick up. This guy has two fans on him, one from this direction and one from that direction. Well, this pick goes up and it goes, and it falls completely off of the stage where I cannot pick it up. So it's down. The stage actually sits up probably 3 feet up. Well, no, it's probably more than that. It's about, yeah, it's probably 3, maybe 4 feet up. And probably 3 feet because I can jump off. I can put my foot up and go up. That's, if an old man like me can do that, you can too. So actually the pick went off. So here I am trying to play this song like this. I cannot, I just could not do it. It's like, I'm drunk. Yeah, I'm not a good finger guy. Yeah, I can do it a little bit, but not for a whole night of just sitting there playing this particular song. And so after that I was toast. I played really bad. So I don't know if anybody else has had that kind of experience where you're off your kilter because you don't have all your tools to go with you at the time. I mean, when I'm playing through, has anybody ever played through a head rush? He had a head rush. And my personal opinion of the head rush thing, not a fan. He goes, here's a dirty patch, right? Gives me this dirty patch. It sounded like a bumblebee. I did not like the way it sounded. And it could be partly I was playing 3 single coils through this thing. Now when he played, because he's actually a really good country player, full on solid, great player. And he's perfectly fine playing high picking and stuff like that. Tone sucker, yeah, exactly. So it was not good. I was not having a good time at all with this thing. And with him, he made it sound great. But me, let's see if I can find something kind of sounds like that. I'll make something sound like what I call ass. There's gotta be something here. No, That's not. Well, this is kind of not good. That actually sounds a lot better than his rig. So if that sounds bad to you, his rig sounded twice as bad. So. It did not sound like that. Didn't sound like my boogie sound. So, my boogie capture. So, anyways, so that was my fun weekend of going out and trying to perform with another band and dropping the pick. Now I got off the stage right then and dropped down there in this little gully that was it, got my pick, and my wife actually made me feel bad because she said, I wasn't so sure you were going to be able to get out of there. I know, honey, I'm old, but I ain't that old. I walk 3 miles a day. I work out all the time, so I'm good. I'm good. I'm not the typical old guy. Bless your heart. So we got people from North Carolina, we got Michigan, we've got Florida. I know that. Where else? We had Ohio. Anybody in here? Where's anybody else? Have we got anybody from over the pond yet? Because like we used to do the 5 o'clock, and we had people from over the pond. We other than the U.S. Anybody from anywhere outside of the country right now? Maine. Well, that's up the coast. Yes. We got Central Kentucky. Well, how's your mom and them? Is that what they say? How's your mom and them? Your mom gonna make some lemonade for the rest of this weekend? I reckon she is. I know, I make fun of people from the South and everything like that. And I'm as far south as you can get. Well, not as far. I could be in Key West, and that's the southernmost point. If you did know that. It's like 2 a.m. over here right now. Where are you actually at? If it's 2 a.m., where are you at? I want to know, because I know you're not in the States, it's for sure. Because I know out over there, not here. Yeah, where are you actually at? Where it's 2 a.m. Because guys here on everybody that chimed in here, we're all on the Eastern Standard Time, so we're all on the Eastern Standard Time. So it is 8:54. What? Where the one of them is? I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. I'm getting up here. Yeah. So, but yeah, everybody over here, we pretty much, I'm surprised we have this many people actually on here that are actually from the East Coast. What I'm saying is the UK would. Oh, I'm in Florida. Yeah, okay. Well, all right. So you're in Florida, so you're the same time I am. Play Lucille. I don't know what that is. It's funny how people always, they ask me to play different songs. What the heck happened there? Something happened. I lost my lights. Okay, we're going in the dark then. I'm not sure what happened there, guys, but... So we're dark now. We're going to be dark. So, next time we won't reach over and try to do something like that. Greetings from Michigan. Hello, Michigan. How are you? Good to see you. You're actually Central Time, I believe, right? You guys are not Eastern Standard Time like the rest of us. I meant the Lucille. I don't have the Lucille here. That's at the shop. So yeah, that's at the shop. So we don't have that. We are in the GA studio, and that's not here. So anyways, this is kind of interesting, this ambient light here. I'm not used to this. Actually, see if I can get some light out of this. Yeah, that's a little better. There you go. Eastern, yes. Tyler, you're Eastern, I know. Is Michigan? No, you're not in Michigan, but Anthony Seeker. Yes, Anthony, I look like Garth. I know, isn't that funny? Party on, Garth. I don't have the other glass. I can't see the screen, dude. I can't, like, because it wouldn't let me put, I tried to do my live feed on my laptop, which I could read the screen. Well, it didn't work. Play Ballroom Blitz. Yes, Michigan. Michigan, really? It's the Eastern? I didn't realize that. Party on, Garth. That's right. Yeah, I think Ballroom Blitz is actually... Is it in B? I don't think it's in A. It must be in B. I haven't played that song. Gosh, that's been a long time. That's going way back. I love my sensor light going off over here. If you wonder what that little flash of light is, it's a sensor going off. And everybody talks about me, do you have any big rigs? Hey, there's a 212 cabinet with a head. How's that? Is that big enough for you? So, because people say I do not have a love for big stuff. I do have love for big stuff. I just don't like dragging it around. By the way, Anthony, I have this song list down here that I'm learning for Mr. Hamilton for the Psychos. And I've been working on that all. 212 is perfect. If I'm going to take a bigger rig, 212 is perfect. Still loving 69 Strat. Awesome. Is it still blue? You haven't refinished it another color, have you? Since it was refinished anyway, so. That was a cool guitar. That 69 Strat. When Tyler got a 69 Strat from us, we sent it up to him, and it was a nice guitar. I had that guitar for a long time. I actually played it on several gigs. Sensor light. Hi. Well, it was Daphne Blue. You really can't go wrong with that. I gotta turn this. This thing's driving me nuts. It's funny, I touch something and something else falls. What do we have here? What fell here? Husqvarna Racing. Yeah. We have lots of, how about Kevin Ray Racing? Favorite guitar players still alive today? Yeah, people always ask these questions about guitar players and stuff. My favorite guitar player alive today. In the rock genre, absolutely Daphne is spot on, one of my favorites. Rock genre, probably Steve Vai. Steve Vai would be my favorite. More jazzy or fusion, I guess. One of my favorite guitar players of all time is Larry Carlton. I love Larry. Larry's the man. Just so much feeling in that guy. I mean, there's a lot of guitar players I like. I mean, I love Neil Schon. He's such a lyrical player. I've always loved Ace Frehley, even though he's not a great player. He's a good player, but he's not a great player. He's influenced a lot of us. Influenced me. I mean, God, I learned how to do the because of Ace. That was one of his licks, so I had, you learn it from him. Ted Nugent, yeah, Ted was a big influence on me. Tyler's up there with Ted Nugent. Yeah, Ted Nugent. I like Ted. Ted was a big influence on me when I was growing up. But I mean, I've always liked, like I said, Larry Carlton, love him. Alan Holdsworth was a big influence, but I don't think Alan's still alive. I think Alan's passed on this way, passed on to the other side as well. But alive today, George Lynch, love George. What about this one? Oh boy, the Ted Nugent licks. But yeah, there's a lot of players. Yeah. Buddy Guy played 2 acoustic shows. I did not catch all that. Ted lives about 45 minutes from us. Did you ever hear the gunshots? Ted, man. He's a character, man. Yeah, Anthony, you can't put a lot of stuff on the screen because it doesn't stay up very long. It goes away because, like I said, they took away my chat thing, so I can't see all the chat, unfortunately. It stinks that I can't do all the things I want to do. I don't know what this is. What is your Island guitar amp? Sorry for the fancy pants. Sorry, I just can't see. Island guitar, favorite. Man, I personally, I think a Strat with like a Fender Deluxe, just anything kind of semi-clean. They have the Safari hunts up there. Wow, that's pretty wild. So, but yeah, pretty funny. Yeah, island stuff. That's funny. Talking about island stuff. I love playing like I don't know what this. Love playing that type of stuff. Wish I could get more gigs doing that type of stuff. I mean, I get to do a little bit of it, but I love doing it. A Zappa fan, love Zappa. Zappa was awesome. He was, I mean, people always talk about shake a booty. Watch out for that green snow. Don't eat the yellow snow. Don't eat the yellow snow. That's what, not green snow. That would have been Universal with the Cat in the Hat and never mind. Going somewhere else. Yeah, the yellow snow. Don't eat the yellow snow. What were some of the other? Stupid Valley Girl. Everybody knows that, but I've been in you, you've been in me. Frank had some great stuff. We actually saw Frank. I have to tell you this funny story. Went and saw Frank in Gainesville one time. We show up to see Frank, and Frank walks out on the stage with the band. They put a table on the middle of the stage, and they proceed to play cards while they're on the stage. They don't play, they're not playing, they're just playing cards on the stage. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on here? You know, play, come on, man, play. And a bunch of people leave. And then Frank proceeds to play because he just wanted to see who really wanted to see Frank Zappa. So the people that stayed were the people that got to see Frank Zappa play. This is great. I mean, classic, man. That was Frank. Frank was in another world. By no means was he part of this. Could I squeeze their acoustic show? Yeah, I would think so. No. Yeah, you'd be fine. Go ahead and play your show. You should be good. Go ahead and play your show. You should be good. Where are you playing tomorrow, Anthony? You're playing tomorrow? Thursday? Where are you playing? You're talking about Friday. That'll tell me too. Where you're playing has something to do with it too. I always ask that question. Where are you playing? And we'll see. I know you got them for me. I know you got the strings for me. I remember selling them to you. I saw Dweezil actually not long ago. Great player. Great player. Let's see where Anthony's playing so I can make sure. Okay. You're fine. You should be fine. I didn't want you to, if you were playing outdoors, like along the ocean or something like that, I would say, oh, Halo is at the Porto, and all right, on Friday. Okay. But yeah, if you were playing outdoors near the ocean, midday, something like that, I'd say probably don't go out there with those strings. Outdoors, but no ocean. All right, you should be fine because you're probably playing later in the day and the sun's probably going down. All good. You should be fine. Heck, where's my guitar? I don't know where it is. There's one guitar around here. Maybe it's over there. Yeah, that guitar over there. There's a guitar over there that I haven't changed the strings in a long time. And I played outdoors multiple times with it. Yeah, I have a customer of mine that plays out in the outdoors all the time. And he plays like this place called Loggerheads, right on the ocean, midday, right in the middle of the day. And down here right now, we're extremely hot. Lazy man, lazy. So he plays out this place Loggerheads, and it's hot. It's right across from the ocean. He's got the salt beaming down on these guitars. He's playing some of the DR Dragon skins, which are good strings. Salt in the air, ocean will corrode your string. Yeah, usually they do. They're actually my D'Addario XTs. They're good because I play the hard rock all the time right in the ocean. But he plays these guitars and he keeps breaking his E string. So he brings me the guitar and I'm looking at it and I said, let's change the saddle. I do the saddle. So pop again. He's popping them, and I said, dude, I've watched him play, and I don't like saying anything about him, but his technique, the way he's strumming, he comes down on that E string. Now this is why I tell people, I'll tell you in a second, Tyler. But he comes down his E string and comes up on his E string, at such an angle. I always tell people that you have to, when you're playing stuff, if you're new to the game and stuff like that, watch your hand. You watch your wrist, and make sure you keep it at a level pace of the strings if you can. And it's important. Your right hand is just as important as your left hand playing guitar. It really is. So if you're new to the game, or even if you've just been playing for a little bit of time and whatever, and if you're not paying attention to your right hand, start, watching your right hand. Also watch your elbow. If your elbow is moving a lot and your arm is doing this, you're not doing it right. Focus on your wrist. Your wrist is your most important part. So not this. Okay, so the guitar, Tyler, this is a 1986 Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. It's an early one. It's the second year they start making them. Beautiful red back. So it actually still has the original sticker. This guy bought this at Abney's Music Center in Orlando, Florida. So, pretty well. So anyways, but yeah, Abney's was, that's a long gone place. That was a popular music store. And once Mars and Guitar Center opened up in Orlando, game over. Yeah, back there, you can see there's another one back there. That one is 1989. That's my other one. And there's a Flying V back there. It's black and white Flying V. I'm rolling over my set list here. I'm not gonna be happy. But anyways, so we're not getting as many questions as we usually get on the channel. I usually get a lot of questions, but I mean, people are asking stuff, but you guys aren't asking as much, which is good, I guess. Oh wow, I didn't know I could do that. I just figured out something, guys. Yes, it is a nice guitar. I just figured out I can touch the screen and read the chats again. Wow, did not realize I could do that. That's cool. Awesome. So I figured out something. Old man figured out something. Oh my God, get off my lawn. So anyways, we are just a few minutes from actually kicking out of here today. I usually try to keep the stream going to 1 hour and then I kick out. So we got just a few more minutes. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want to ask me about, the Quad Cortex, the guitar, guitar strings, what's the best guitar strings I think are out there, any of that stuff, you can ask me that fun stuff. Any guitar, related, because I do own a guitar shop and that's what I do for a living. So anyways, I'll wait here for a second. Good night, Randy. Anthony, I'll see you later. Yeah, I'll see you soon. If you only got one set, you need to come see me for your next set, because you don't want to be stuck with no strings in your case, because you don't want to be like a dummy like me who ran out to a gig not long ago and didn't have a set of guitar strings in the case. Luckily, my singer, I said, "Hey man, you don't actually have a B string, do you?" And he goes, "Why, you broke one?" I said, "Yeah." Good, awesome. You got a backup. Good, awesome. Keep it that way. Always keep a backup. Don't be like me and go to a gig and don't have a backup. Why did you choose a Quad Cortex as the Kemper? Well, actually, that's a great question. I actually did not choose over them. I have a Kemper sitting right here. There is a Kemper right here. I have a Kemper sitting That's the Kemper I'm touching right now. Backup guitar player. You can call me. If I'm around, I can play. So I have a Kemper right here. I did have a Fractal. I tried for many, many months to get it to work into my my show, or just to play. And unfortunately, the or not the Quad Cortex, but the Fractal is made for a very smart guy that knows how to do rocket scientist stuff, and that is not me. I don't have the time to sit down and program these things and make it work for a gig if I have a gig in like a week or 2 weeks. The Quad Cortex and the Kemper, I was able to take the thing out of the box, walk on the stage, and play it that weekend. You can't do that with a Fractal. Can't do it. It sounds great once you get it set. A buddy of mine, Rusty, has one. It sounds great. Sounds really good. The Helix sounds good. The newest update for the Helix really has made that sound good. Prior to that, I always thought the Helix kind of sounded digital. I always could tell that it was a digital processor. Quad Cortex, no, you can't. It sounds great. That was using a Octaver. And then you go. That for a little boost. So, I mean, the sound, the Quad actually sounds really good, I think. I mean, it really does what you need to do. I can take the Quad, stick it in my backpack, and get on a plane and fly to where I got to fly, which that's the whole reason I got the Quad, was to do gigs in other places. And I could fly and still have a great tone when I got off that plane, walked into a club, they plugged me in, or a stage wherever in the middle of a racetrack, because that's pretty much the first gig I ever did with my Quad Cortex was at the Phoenix International Raceway. We were doing the championship, NASCAR championship, and I walked on the stage, and the guy looked at me and said, "Where's your amp?" And I said, "Right there in that little box." And he goes, "What do I do with it? How do I mic it?" I said, "Give me your line." Stuck the line in it, played my gig. He ran back through the monitor. It's all good. Got off stage. He goes, I can't believe that thing sounded that good." He goes, I was blown away. So from that point on, I've been pretty much using the Quad Cortex for everything. The Kemper before that, I was using the Kemper for a long time. I used that. There was a point a couple years ago, I actually went back and was using the the half stack over there. I was using that for a while, but I went back to the Quad Cortex because some of these gigs I do, I'm getting out of these places at 1:30 in the morning, and then I got to drive home 2 hours. So, the last thing I want to do is actually sit in a club until 1:30, and then after I get done, unpack, undo my rig, and then it takes me, another 45 minutes to get out. With the Quad Cortex, I'm out 10 minutes, maybe 15, and I'm done. I'm on the road, I'm gone. So it's just a lot more smart, a lot smarter for a gigging musician. So if you are new here and you have never seen the channel, please do hit the like and subscribe button and become part of the channel, and hit the thumbs up button as well. So the algorithms will trigger this thing and make it where people can see it. So anyways, all right, we are, what are we in here? Yeah, we in the land of Randy got to go to bed. Randy got to go to bed. No, I do have some other stuff I need to get going. We usually do this for about an hour and then we get out of here. We've gone a little over an hour. I hope everybody did enjoy the feed tonight. First time at 8 o'clock we've done. We're going to try to do this every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, except for next Wednesday, because next Wednesday Randy will not be around. Randy will be gone. We have some things to take care of, so we will be gone. But the following Wednesday we will be back online once again. And you like, I'm old. So we'll be, what happened there? That was weird. Okay, there we go. That was weird. I'm having all kinds of weird color things going, light things going on. But anyways, we will be back on in a couple weeks, and with more shenanigans and stuff like that. So I hope everybody had a good time tonight that stuck around. Tyler, I know you've been here pretty much the whole time, and I appreciate it. I don't know if Steph is out there still or not, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around and being part of this whole thing. And let's make it grow. Tell your friends, hey, my buddy Randy is on at like 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. I hope to catch you again. My son, BMX race. Oh, cool. So he's racing. Good, awesome. Now, I would, if your son is out there racing, go watch your son race. I'm Mr. Pro. Your kids come first before everything. Your family, period, your family. My wife comes before everything. My daughter comes before everything. Otherwise I wouldn't have left the Sarasota Guitar Show and then come home and then drove back to Orlando, which is where she lives, about an hour and a half. Drove out there, helped her move on that Monday I just did the guitar show. So, venue bring amps. I'm going to try to see if this thing actually works here, so I can read what your comment was. As many venues as banning amps and video for players transitioning would be great. Yeah, that, I don't think enough people talk about that. That might be a good idea. I like that idea. I need to write that down because I'm old enough to forget. But I will write that down. I think I will do something about that. I'll talk about the Kemper. Kemper has a Mark II coming out, by the way. If you haven't seen that, Kemper has a brand new Mark II version coming out. Don't know a lot about it, but it's coming out soon. I know the little player pedal that they came out with like last year is actually compatible with the Mark II update that will come out. But the update will not be, I don't think it's going to be compatible with the original Kemper. So I have seen some people come into the shop and ask me if I would take their Kemper in. So we will start seeing some of the original Kempers coming up. And I imagine some of those original Kempers are going to be pretty cheap. Bad news for me, because now my Kemper's not worth anything. It still sounds good. I use it here in the studio for most part. The only reason I have my Quad Cortex in here right now is because I'm learning songs for this band that I'm playing with for the 4th of July, and I wanted to make sure my sounds were what I think they should be. So, anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, you guys have a great one. We will see you next time here on Randy's Guitar Attic. Remember, Wednesdays, except for next Wednesday, we will be on at 8 o'clock every Wednesday. Until then, guys, have a good one, and so long from the Sunshine State.